Okay. Good morning, good evening, whatever, wherever you are. it's been a little while. Probably over a week now, I think. Um, but today we are going to try and do another dribble recreation in SwiftUI. Let's find something new to do. Just gotta find my mouse first. Okay, here we go. So we got Dribble open. There's a couple of designs here that we've already looked at. So I think it's important that we try something a little bit different, a little bit more challenging, perhaps. I think our skills have increased a little bit over the last couple of weeks of doing this. Oh, I just got to check my stream again. This is the correct one. Yeah, excellent. Okay. Yeah, so some of these you might already recognize. I remember last time we did this, I was struggling to find something interesting to do that we hadn't really seen before. It appears as though it'll just keep pushing these to the top, or maybe it's just going by following, and I'm logged in. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, this is way better. Excellent. So we got some fresh stuff in here now. Okay, well this one's interesting. I wonder. That one's pretty cool. Do a rent a car. These are little things where the graphics pop out of the screen, make the designs look really good. But you know that once you start building it, it's going to be a little bit impractical. By the way, the focus on my camera just keeps changing. I can even hear it making those changes. I might need to fix that at some point before next stream. Okay. Excuse me. What are we gonna do? This one's got heaps of animations, and I don't think that's something we can get done in 2 hours, so we have to keep going. This one looks pretty cool. So we've got another finance app. They seem to be pretty popular. I noticed that once I finish the stream and the video is up available on YouTube, these finance apps get a lot of hits. But we shouldn't do a design just because of that, right? We'll come back to it though. A movie app. I don't think we've done a movie app before. Interesting. Maybe we could do a movie app, and let's have a look. Let's go into this and check it out. This is okay. I assume that the top image will be stretchy, so I don't think we've done that before. We've done a stretchy header image, but there's plenty of tutorials for that. And I'll probably have to use a tutorial to work out how to do that. It's been quite a while. All right, so we've got another finance one. Cards and stuff. Hey, hello, Omar. What's up? Any suggestions of what we should build today? And any of these designs stand out to you? So I don't mind this. This is okay. It's sort of similar to everything else we've done. Running out of little UI elements to work on. We could do a shoe store. I don't know. I do like the movie one. Movie one's pretty good. I feel like that's something that a lot of people would be interested in making. We should also start looking at hitting up endpoints and stuff in our, just even if it's a simple small backend. Maybe there's a movie database we could plug in some values for. There might be. I wonder if there is. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure there is. Free open movie database API. Just do a Google search for that. Oh man, that camera is off today. OMDB, open. The open movie database. Yeah, the movie one looks pretty easy. I think if we did that, then I'll increase the difficulty a little bit by maybe pulling in some real data from somewhere. Let's see what we've got. So we've got this. I don't know. I haven't used this before. So this is the OMDB API. Looks like there's posters, like images and stuff in here as well. We don't need that that massive. The poster API is only available to patrons. So maybe I'll sign up and become a patron for that. We'll see how we go. Hi, how's it going? Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty rough getting up this morning, but because I went to bed pretty late last night. Send all data requests to this. Okay, you get an API key. Post API requests. Yeah, okay. What do we get? Do we get thumbnails at least without supporting it? I think I will support it though, just because I've put this up on, because I'm doing this on stream, I'm using it for YouTube. I'll throw them a couple of dollars, either during or after we finish the stream. What do I think of web dev? I think, what do you mean, like, how are my feelings towards it? I think it's good. I think it's fine. It'd be funny if I said that, no, it's stupid, because it's like, it's the whole world is like powered by that, but I don't think that at all. I think it's great. As a career. Oh, okay, as a career. Right. I think it'd be a great career to have. I feel like they're not, web developers aren't treated as well as like other platforms, right? It almost, the industry almost feels like they're interchangeable. Web developers are like interchangeable. You know what I mean? Like you can just hire them en masse and stuff. That's the kind of impression that I get. Even though we know it's not really like that. Web development covers a whole bunch of different disciplines too, though. So like you could be an expert in something like JavaScript and that, but or you know, like back end work. You know, it's a whole range of different skills that you need to have, and I think that's what makes it challenging, is that there's so much that you need to remember and cover and learn all the time. Thankfully, with stuff like iOS or Android, it's Apple, you know, releases their new stuff once a year, and you can get pretty much up to speed of that in a month or two if you've got some dedication towards it. But when it comes to web stuff, it's always changing. That would be a difficult career to have, I would think, especially to stay on top of it. And I understand why some people might fall behind on those platforms, just because of the sheer amount of stuff you need to learn and update. And oh man, I couldn't imagine working on having to work on old websites as well, like web development. You'd be dealing with legacy code almost all the time. Do you think web dev is harder than iOS dev? I think it depends. Probably. I think with web development you've got less guiding you, right? So like in iOS development we've got a lot of I mean, for starters, our programming language is like type safe, right? So that helps us avoid making huge mistakes in our code. I think less bugs, crashes, things like that. If you're coding your app properly, it's much easier to create a stable product than it is on web development. But the good thing about web development is that anytime there's a problem, you can just fix it and push it immediately, right? You've got full control over the entire thing, from your back end, your databases, everything. You can just make a change instantly. iOS, you can't do that because you got to wait for review, right? But I like it. So I've done some web development with Vapor, which is Swift, and there's a couple of like full production services out there now that are all built on Vapor. I think even Amazon is using it at the moment for a couple of things. But Yeah, so what are we going to build today? Yeah, so I am going to build I'm going to build this movie app. And I'm thinking I'm going to try and use this database to do it. I just need to see if I can get some images from here. What we got? Free keys. The open API is finally open again. Oh, this log 11 to 17. This might not even work anymore. Who knows? Examples. Oh, it's down here. Okay. Okay. Let's find. So if we go like free guy, do a search, see what we get. Do we get an image poster? JPEG. Yeah, we do get a poster image. Okay. Do we get like a still from the movie? Because it looks like we could probably throw a poster up there. I just feel like it'd be a bit too messy, right? What if there's other stuff we can grab? What have we got? Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's here. Yeah, if we get like a still from the movie or something, that'd be pretty cool. Doesn't look like it. What else is on here? We've got the cast and crew. Yeah, okay. We don't have images for them. We might need to try a different API, I think. So what I'll do is I'll see if there's another one. Free movie database. If there isn't a free one, maybe I'll just pay for one. We're only using it for just today, so. Got another one. Do they have an API? Yes, they do. So if I go into one of these, I'm assuming they're using the exact same API, and we got some images. Yeah, cool. So we've got images of the cast. So if I go to the API, this might be okay. We might be able to do it this way, right? I think the poster looks very cool, actually. Okay. I just figured that the way we're building the app, right? Some of the text on the poster might get cut off. That's all. Just due to the design that you can see here, right? Like all the text is going to be cut off, but that's okay. It gives us something to work with. So this one looks okay. I think if I go, do you think it hard to start as an indie developer in 2023? Yeah, I think any time after the first initial wave of apps that we got on the App Store, it's difficult. Like I only just released my most recent app, and I've been paying for ads for it on Google and Reddit and Apple search ads, and not having too much luck. Lots of impressions, but not many people actually downloading the app. There's just way too much competition out there, and my app's quite niche, right? So, but I need to compete with the way the App Store is set up, and that it's tricky because you're not just competing with other apps in the same category as yours that it might have similar functionality, but basically all other apps, right? You're competing for people's time. It's just like when a new streaming service comes out, right, and they think, oh well, if you're already paying for Netflix, why don't you pay for ours instead or something? It's like that's like $6 or something that could go towards a phone bill, right? They're competing with everything in the person's life, and as soon as you have a subscription going on, you're competing with everything else this user is subscribing to. So I think it's good to find, if you're going to build an app and be an indie dev, you need to find something that covers like a hobby that somebody has, not like a broad range of. I'm trying to explain, like you want to find a niche, I think. So for my app, it's just like music and sound effects and stuff for tabletop games, right? There isn't a whole lot of those out there, so there's not a lot of competition for that. But the people who are really into that would subscribe and pay for that. So you sort of got to like find before you start these days, you kind of have to find an audience. You can't just like throw an app up there and then just hope that just because there's only like 1,000 apps in the store, people will download it because there's nothing else for them to download. Gone. Those days are gone. What's your apps list? Oh, okay. I'll throw it in. I'll throw it in chat. I'll just throw in the page, not the App Store link. So yeah, this only came out a couple of days, and I've already found a few things that I want to fix. It's got a confusing UI. It was designed by a developer, so it's not like it's going to be. Yeah, it was designed by me. I need to get like a UI person to go over it. That's for sure. By clicking the API link from the left-hand sidebar within your account settings page, you need to have a legitimate business name, address, phone number, and description to apply for an API key. Oh, that's going to be too difficult to do on stream. What do we got here again? We've got the names of... We haven't got their images. I really want to grab their photos. I wonder if there's another API we can get. Oh, yes. So there's this website. I forgot all about it. So you can go to Rapid API, and they've generally got like a list of... Like you can just do a search for APIs and stuff that might be open. Movie quotes. We could search... We could have a Netflix... What if I just try and set up an account here? It's kind of annoying because it's going to slow things down a little bit for us, right? I'll try and set up an account because this seems like our best bet. So I'll hit join. It says benefits of being a member, find something to watch on your subscribed streaming services, log the movies and TV shows you have watched. This will be pretty cool because if it says what streaming service it's on, this might actually be a fairly useful app. I'm just signing up now, so I've got a form open and it's asking me to put all my information in, so I'm just doing this off to the side. But yeah, to answer your question, like, definitively, yeah, it's going to be hard to do stuff as an indie dev. I'm slowly making my transition now from doing contracting work and you know, building apps for other people and trying to move across to doing it just for me. Okay, got to verify my account. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna log in. All right, and then on the left it says something about, what did it say before? It said, where do we find the API? Now I don't want to give away the key, right? Like, why would I need an API key? Okay, and liable get third-party data, right? Provide it in your team programmatically, fetch and use their data on all images. To view all the methods value, you should head over to, okay. All right. It's available for everyone to use. Yes, professional users and approved per application basis. As always, you must attribute. Okay, cool. So we've pretty much done that. Like you've seen the website of it. This is a tribute because we're talking about it, right? So please be sure to read more about this here. Yep. What is the difference between a commercial API and developer API? Commercial API is for commercial projects and developer API is for developers. Your project is commercial. The primary purpose is to create revenue for the benefit of the owner. No, we're not going to submit this app to the store or anything like that. Okay, so clicking the API link from the left-hand sidebar within your account page, account settings page. Okay, let's try that. Gosh, account settings page, left sidebar. I'm not even seeing a sidebar here. Profile and settings, that's where I am. API. does it take a little bit for me to get into? Yeah, it's saying look at this. It's saying get the key from you can apply for an API key by clicking the API link from the left-hand sidebar within your account settings page. Oh, okay, now I've got a different menu popping up when I click on this. Okay, here we go. Cool, cool. All right, API. Create. Individual developer. Assign the agreement. Application name. Oh, what do we call it? Let's just call it movie. I'm gonna call it movie lookup. Why not? Put my name in there. I think I have to do my address. I think that's what it said in the documentation. Don't worry, we'll get to doing some SwiftUI in a second. I probably should have done this earlier. I didn't think I was going to be making a movie app. Okay, what do we got? What's wrong? What do we got? URL is required. Ooh, okay. Choose my GitHub or something, yeah. The app UI is pretty good, actually. I prefer the Apple material design than overwhelming design that we have a lot of customization. Yeah. The main thing I want to change in it, I think I probably need to get some water. The main thing I want to change in my app is like the layout of the right panel. Because we've got you've got a top section for global sound effects, and you've got the ones on the encounter. And then there's like this little edit button for the scene. Like you have to tap this in order to add music, and it's like, it's difficult to see and find. I want to put it all on the one page if I can. I'm going to move all the settings for the encounter or scene into the main page underneath all the sound effects. I hope that makes sense. Do you think starting iOS development career is a good choice in 2023? Yes, I think so. I think we still got a good couple of years left, at least 10. I personally believe that with more proactive AI, not the sort of AI that like your personal assistant ones like Alexa or Siri, where they sort of just listen and react to what you ask them to do. I'm thinking proactive, as in will actually perform like an actual assistant, and it can do things without you even asking. That's once that sort of stuff comes about, I think apps, the need for them will start reducing. Like a lot of them will be overtaken by just a voice assistant, right? Like this app, for example, right? You're looking up movies in a database. This might get replaced by just you being able to ask. You can already do that, I think, in many cases. Ask one of those assistant apps or AIs to look up a movie or something or tell you about it. A lot of them will get replaced. What am I doing here? Submit. What's it saying? Contact phone. Oh, I need a phone number. Success. Okay. My key is here. Okay. Let's get started on this. We need to create a new project. And I'm going to drop this into the SwiftUI recreations repository. So the one we've already got. This one is called, was it movie? Oh no, I've already forgotten what it's called. Movie lookup. That's it. Movie lookup. No core data. SwiftUI. Swift. We'll have Xcode open over on the screen in just a second. I'm just going to find Yep. So that's in the correct folder. Here we go. Okay. Starting the project. This looks pretty good. Okay, so let's start on the design side of things first. Let me just move this out of the way. Bigger. Okay, cool. All right, let's grab what we got. This thing. Here we go. So we'll just focus on this on this middle one. Oh, we're gonna have to create a list, right? Because you want to be able to like do a search. Oh, okay. So this might not even. So we'll have to start with this. I hope the API has like an initial load request, so we can just like pull like what's popular at the moment, so we can populate this screen. Oh man, this is gonna take longer than 2 hours, and we're already well in. I've got to start working a bit, so let's see how fast we can get through this. Okay, here we go. So we got a VStack here. We've got. I don't think we need to do any of the profile information. I don't know why you would need profile information, like a photo of yourself on a movie database app. Maybe you could just have your name. We can log in with different people, I guess, if you want to create a wish list or something. We're not going to go with that. So we got our VStack. Let's put in, let's create some of these cards. Yeah. So let's throw up here. We probably need, yeah, we're going to need state object, and this will be our view model. And we'll call it the, we'll just use the same view model for every view, I think, just to speed things up a little bit. We'll call this movie database view model. And then what I'll do is I'll create a class here for it. View model, you can see that okay, yep. Observable object. Now remember, it's observable, able. Anything that's ABLE is generally a protocol, which you would use up here, not the other one, not the observe. And then in here we'll have like a published variable, which would be, let's call this one home screen, I guess. And then in here we'll probably need another type for like what these tiles are, like the data backing them. So if I open up the, oh, we don't want that because it's got my key there. Let's look at the API. Let's have a look at what we got. I got heaps of stuff. Trending. This is probably what we want, right? Yeah, this is cool. So this is the object we want to create. I don't know if you can see that. So we're looking at the trending, and that's what we're going to make this page. This will be trending, and then we'll hit this endpoint. The media trending media type time window. I'll work out what that is in a second. Okay, we'll keep going. But this is the object we want to create right now, right? So we've got poster path, adult. So that's true or false. I don't know what would classify as adult. Would that be like pornography? Or would it be anything over 15 plus? Don't know. We'll have to read the documentation for that. Overview, which would be like the description of the movie, release date, genre, IDs, ID. Okay, excellent. So, there's more in here. We got the titles. Popularity. Cool. Have we got popularity? Yeah, so there's like a little rating. Vote average. Vote count. Okay, cool. Oh, we could use this. Maybe we don't get to the details today. We'll just do this screen to start with. Okay, I think I'm going to run out of time otherwise. So I think we can, yeah, let's do some API stuff while we're here. So the home screen will have an array of, we've got two sections here. We've got trending and we've got now in cinema, right? Let's focus on the trending section because we have the trending open. We might try and do cinema if there is an endpoint for us to do that, right? But in this struct, we'll call this the trending item. This will need to be decodable. Okay. What do we got? We've got our object here. So the example gives us back, we got results. So we'll need to create another type to wrap around these results. We could do it all within the trending item, but it gets a little bit confusing. But what we want to do is set this up so we've got like adult, bool. We're just going to assume for now, unless we get errors, that everything is populated. So I'm not going to create any optionals. We've got the ID. This will be important because we're working with SwiftUI. So we want identifiable. It's great. I love it when an API comes with an ID. This looks like an integer. I guess it doesn't really matter too much for us. We could probably convert it to a string or something. Post a path. And to save time, I'm just going to go with the same case here, right? With the underscore in the middle there. This is the path. So I'm guessing we're going to get a base URL for this. So this is just the end, right? So will probably be some, I don't know where it will take us, what the base URL for that will be. We'll work that out soon. Of course, we need title. We will go with popularity. I wonder what that's out of, what that's based on. Let's go vote average. Vote average. And this looks like a float. We could probably go double or something. Let's just go with this for now. So we've got a couple of values in there so we can make use of these and try them out. Okay, what do we got here? In the purchases section, I think view subscription screen is not a good fit here. Maybe change it with subscribe here. What do you think? Yeah, the reason why I named it that was because the reason why I named it view subscription screen was because I make the assumption that like the user might want to pop it open after they've already made a purchase. So subscribe here is like a call to action, which I get. It makes sense to have that there, but if they've already subscribed, it doesn't. It's not clear as to like whether that's going to pop open. But you're right. I should probably change it to something else that's a little bit more meaningful than that. What apps do you use on a daily basis? Oh gosh, Safari. I use Twitter almost every day. Let me have a look. I've got. I use my banking app every day, which is interesting. A lot of banking apps were pretty bad for quite a while. It's definitely something that all the big banks and stuff, at least in Australia, should have got on board with well early on, because it's one of those apps that people do use every day and they should be highly polished. There's another one I use called Parcel, so I can track my deliveries. The Tesla app, I use that almost every day, usually to like if I'm going out, because it's been hot at the moment, I'll like turn the air conditioning on when I'm in the shops so that the car stays cool. Calendar, most of them are they're just normal boring apps. So there's nothing. I use the Strong app when I go to the gym. That's pretty much it. They're the daily ones. I almost never use the App Store app. If there's an app that I want to find, I'll just Google, best iOS app for something, and then I'll just look up webs. That's how I find most of the apps I want to use. Oh, I use YouTube Studio as well, so I can, look at those numbers and feel good about myself. I think that's it. Yeah, those are the daily ones that I use. Okay, so home screen, we've got a list of trending item. What else is in here? So we got these results. I think that's it. Total pages. Yeah, so we can do some paging if we wanted to. That's pretty cool. So it's got number of pages and the number of results in the trending database. Okay, so if we set up this way, we're gonna have to do an API call in here. So I was thinking like we would do it on init, right? When this starts up, when the view model starts, or what we could do is we can put in on a peer like this, and then we can call view model load trending. We could do something like that. I think that probably makes a little bit more sense. We won't have an initializer. So let's do that. Load trending. And there's two ways to go about doing this with the async await, right? So we can put our task in here, which I think makes sense for this case since we're only doing one call. Otherwise, if we're doing multiple, like we were doing load trending, load account details, load, we will put the task, I'd put the task here, right? And then just stack all the async stuff in there. But since we're not really doing that, I'm just going to put it in here, and then that keeps this sort of this area clean in the at the call site. So in here we need to do like an API call. Let's just do a build and see what errors we've got and just clean things up a bit. Cannot be constructed because it has no accessible initializers. I guess we can just go. Oh, okay. Now we can get rid of that, I think. Yeah, so we just need to set this to just an empty array. Oh, I could have made it optional. It might actually make more sense to make it optional because... No. We'll keep it as this. We'll keep it as this. And then in here we've got our... We'll go back to our design. What have we got? More questions. And I think you should mark the class as main actor. Yes, we can do that too. That will just make stuff run on the main thread, right? Kind of stops me from having to do the whole dispatch queue thing. Yeah, we can do that. So what do we do first? We want to get some data in, or doing these. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So I'm gonna move Xcode off to the side so I can throw in the API keys in another file. I don't think it's gonna be a big deal because we're only doing this once, right? No one's gonna. If they shut me down because I'm using too much because someone's decided to use my keys for their app, fine. Okay, so let's do that. I'm just gonna grab them and then just drop them in here. So let's find API keys. Okay. Oh, okay. So the key goes in as a URL parameter. API read access token. I gotta pass that through. Okay. So we can do that. What I want to do though is I'll put it up here. Static let API key. And then I got this token. I think I need this. Static let token. And this is an example API request. So let's grab that. So this will help with the base URL, right? So I think we'll use this for grabbing maybe the images. I don't know. We might have to do a little bit more reading up on that. And I'm okay with this for now. I think this is fine. So if we go to, what do we got? An example key, API key, send request. What have we got wrong? What have we done wrong here? Let's go movie week. Oh, I do have an ad blocker. I think, yeah, I do. All right, let's try that again. Sometimes it takes a little while. Where is it? Try it out. There's the key. All send requests. Okay, what have we got? More. We've probably got more. I've got more blockers happening at the moment. I think I turned them back on. So I've got a Pi-hole set up, which dumps most of the ad stuff that comes through before it even gets to my computer. So I turned that off, and that didn't seem to do anything. So it must be a browser blockers that I've got. And I know that Safari also has like stuff that blocks trackers and things like that. I really don't feel like turning it off at the moment. Let's just try this out in another app. And it is my favorite. Okay, so let's go with the new project. Remind me later. Okay, file, new project. Excellent. Okay, so let's use this. Do a refresh. Let's see what we get. Okay, this works. And we got our list of results. This is great. Okay, cool. So this looks like this is all we need. So I don't need to provide a token or anything, it seems. So let's go with that. Yeah, so this is our trending. And we'll go all and day. I think, what do we got here? We've got movie, TV, or person. We'll go with all, I think. What do we got? In the designs, we've got... We'll just go with movies. Let's just do movies. Because that's what it has in the design. Yeah, cool. You probably won't be able to read this very well, but it says API themoviedb.org 3 trending movie day. And that's whatever's trending today, right? And this is the view we're going to build. So if I grab this, I'll throw this into my code, comment that out, and then API key, which I believe is this, equals, oh, it's this whole thing here. Yeah. All right, let's make this a bit bigger. Let's get this API stuff working, and then we'll focus on the design. At the moment, it doesn't look like we need a token, so I'll just comment that out so I remember that's the case. All right, so we have to create a request, right? So URL request. We can probably get away with just the URL, actually. Generally, when I create a request, it's when I'm like doing a post, because then you have to set up the HTTP method. So I think we can get away with just the URL. With string, and we're going to copy this across. And what we'll do is, since we got the API key here, we will replace this. The correct way of doing this is to use a URL components and then piece the URL together. So you would have like, you would set maybe the host, right? You would set the scheme. You would set, yeah, I think you can do parameters and stuff in there as well. Because we're short on time, this is the way we're going to do it. And you wouldn't keep the URL in this file. You'd probably move it somewhere else, and then cut it up a little bit. Let's force unwrap that. Yeah, cool. Okay, and the next step is and we wanted to go with, I think it is data and response. Then we go await URL session shared data from URL, and then we just put our URL in there. And I'm pretty sure we need to mark with this with try. Now, so what we can do is, I guess we can put in a do catch. All right, let's do it properly. Do catch. I don't like them. I don't like do catch. I think it's messy. In here, like you said before, we'll go main actor, why not? And then down here, we should have our data back. If not, we will have an error. So let's do a print, and we will print the error to the console. And then, so now we've got our data back. We need to convert that into our model objects, but we need a wrapper around it because we are receiving, we got a root object, we got the pages and stuff in there. We've got results, total pages, total results. So we need an object that has these properties on it, right? So we've got our trending item. What we need is maybe movie results. Let's call it trending results, because there may be different endpoints for movie. We might have movie details result or something. I don't think there is going to be identifiable here, so we want to go decodable, and then we'll grab these again. So we've got what have we got? Page, which is an int. We've got results, and this is where we'll put an array of our trending item. Total pages, which is an integer, and then under here we've got total results, another integer. All right. So that's our trending results. And then what we can do now is we can go results equals JSON decoder, decode trending results self from data. And then once we've got our results back, go try, we can set them on our home screen publish, but let's call this trending. Makes more sense now than home screen. And then we'll go trending equals results. Results. Let's call it something else. Let's call it oh, what do we call it? I don't know. Trending results. Let's call it that. This should work. I've given you this response value here. You can pass this through as it can be empty. But what I like to do in professional environments is actually check that response, right? So you can be like, let status code, because you want to grab the status code. I know some APIs will give you a 200 even if there's an error, but along with the 200, it'll give you an object that has an error message or something on it, right? So it's always checking for 200. Yeah, results.results, yeah. So if we've got, mark the function as async and put try to the URL session. Well, I don't think I need to mark it as async anymore because I've got this task in there. I don't know. We'll test it out. We'll see how we go. So the status code, you can go with response as HTTP URL response, and then you get the status code. You have to cast it to HTTP URL response. You get the status code. And there is a little trick you can do, which is let's see if I remember this. 200 to 300. Is this correct? Yes. Has anyone seen that syntax before? Let's go through that. So we can delete this. Okay, yeah, this is a weird one. It was tricky to remember it. So if between 200 and 300, this value, this status code it's kind of like if it's within range. Pretty sure that's what this means. If this value, the status code is within range of these two numbers, we get into here, and we can be like success, right? Else that means we've probably got a 400, 500 or something. But anyway, that's one way to check the status, but we're not doing that. So let's get rid of all that, because I'm not going to present that to the UI or for any reason. So I'm just going to remove it so we don't have to deal with it, right? So all we really care about is the data coming back, and we get our trending results from the JSON decoder. We decode it into trending results type, which is this, which has a results property, which is our trending item. Yeah. Too bad we couldn't call this like trending items or something. We could rename it, but let's not get into that. So what I want to do is we could clean this up. We'll leave it here for now. All this needs to be moved out into another file. That's for sure. Okay, so we've got all this. Let's go with, we should have, I feel like we might be able to run this. Yeah, so we're not going to get in print statements or anything because it's running in the previews. So let's just keep it in the previews for now. If this is working, what we can do is we can go if viewModel.trending is empty, we will show a message perhaps. No results. Else. Let's do a, we'll need to have a horizontal scroll view for this. Scroll view. Horizontal, and then H stack. And let's just put some text in here, yeah? So for each view model, we've got trending item in, and then in here we'll just do some text to start with. So we'll go trending item just to see that it's working, right? And we'll put the title in there. Oh, look at that. So it does work. So we have we've got Sharper, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yep, Black Panther. Probably can't see it. Yeah, cool. So the API call works, right? Now we need to convert this into something that's visually appealing. So this is good so far. I want to just quickly talk about why we might make this an optional as well, right? So to clean up the UI a little bit more, like to make it more production ready. So if we mark this as optional, we can do a few other little checks in the UI before we present anything to the user, right? So what we might want to do is say if viewModel trending equals nil, we can show a progress view, right? That means nothing's happened, like the screen is just opened, right? We show you some progress. Else, if viewModel trending is empty, right? That means it's loaded, but we've set it to empty or something's gone wrong, perhaps, right? Equals true. Oh, I'm going to delete this in a minute. I'm just showing you an example. Else, and in here where we fall down, we do our, we fall through and we do our, show the actual data, right? So here we might say text, there was nothing to show, right? And then down in here, what you would do is if this comes back as empty, we can still set it as an empty array. It will no longer be nil. And then it'll be like, okay, the API call was finished, but there was nothing to show, right? So there's different states we can have. We can also go through and like actually set up an enum here, which is generally what I do. And it will have like, I don't know, trending state or something. And then in here we have, maybe I'll just idle or none or something. And then we have loadings. And then we have error. Maybe you can put a little message in there. And then here you would have trending items. And then you would have your trending item there. And then the state would update depending on what happens in this function for loading that data. And then up here you can respond to it, right? You can do a switch on here. You can go to switch and you can go view model, trending state, and then you have a different UI for each thing that occurs. But we're not doing that. We are just going to keep this simple, but also want it to be slightly educational, right? But implementing that's just going to take way too long. Yes, so let's not make it, let's default this to an empty array. There we go. So we don't have to worry about dealing with optionals and stuff like that. Okay, so we will need our designs. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Let's get rid of that sidebar there. Here's our designs. Can we zoom in just a, that's as much as we're going to get. Okay. We need these cards. They're really hard to see what's going on there, but I'm gonna do my best to recreate this. Have I got one already? No, I do not. Okay, so we'll call this the trending card. We can add view to the end. Sometimes I like to just call it like card, tile, something like that. In the body, we've got, we'll need a V stack, it seems. It might actually be a Z stack. And we'll align everything to the bottom. And these look like tickets. They got like a little cutout. I don't know if you can see that. There's like this little cutout here. They look like little tickets. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we'll go with the Z stack. Because what I'll do is I'll make the image full size, and then I'll put a bar across the bottom. So in here we can pass through the trending item itself, or you could pass through individual values for each view you want to populate in here. It's preference. I tend to think if there's a lot of noise on, say, the trending item, like you're not using everything on it or the majority of the properties on it, I just pass through the properties themselves. Like if you only have a text item here, just pass through the title or the string for that text item. Don't worry about the whole object. Because that makes this way more reusable, right? So you could have title, string, and then you could use this in multiple different places, and it doesn't have to just, you're not stuck with trending the full trending item object. Okay, so for us, we've got our Z stack. Let's go with our image. I think it's going to be an async image, actually. And let's go, what have we got? I have an issue with app I'm building now that when I erase all data, making array empty again, it will crash. Although I provided initial state in init, I think this will solve the problem. What do you mean? You just go like remove all and the app crashes? I wonder if there's a part of your app that's still holding on to one of those objects and it's crashing because it doesn't have access to it anymore. Or it's trying to access something that doesn't exist. Or you're hitting a, you've got your array, you're doing something like, and you've got like a hard-coded number in there, and then when you empty it, it's like, oh, it's empty now, and it crashes because it's indexed out of bounds. Async image. We want the one that gives us, yeah, so the URL will be trending item. Or, okay, so this is the bit where we can't use the path directly. So we've got poster path. Poster path. And as we saw before, this is like the end part of the URL. This is the path, right? This is an actual URL. So we need to construct a URL for this. And we need to work out what that is. Scale, we can delete. Content. This is helpful because this allows us to do stuff like image dot resizable and the aspect. We'll go scale to fill, and then we can add a placeholder. I will just put, the placeholder can be anything. I'm pretty sure it can be anything. So we could put in, let's put a progress view in there. Why not? Let's see how that looks as a placeholder. It'd be kind of annoying if there is no image and it just is forever loading. That would be annoying. So you don't want to put a progress view in there as a full placeholder. Maybe you'll have an if else in here. So if it fails, or the URL is not valid, you'll just put like a blank color or something, right? Yeah, something like that. I'll try your optional approach. Okay. Poster path. Yes, this is wrong because it's a string. It's not a URL. We'll fix that in a second. I think this is okay for now. Down here we've got our bar. It's difficult to see Pretty sure it's a VStack because we got the VStack with 2 H stacks. So this will be text, and we'll have the trending item title, and then there's a spacer, it seems, with a heart image. Let's just go with that for now. And then there's another H stack down here, which appears to be the rating. So we need an image again, system. Oh goodness, okay. SF symbols, that's what it's called. We call hand, thumbs up, fill, copy name. Do we have a gold? No, we'll go with yellow. And then next to it, we've got some text, which is it's a float, so we need to change it to a string. Trending item. This will be the average. What's going on? What happened to my code completion? And it's got the views thing down here. I don't know if do we get that? I think that would be on the trending item, maybe. Probably not. I keep thinking that this is related to our API that we're using, but it's not. So there's going to be stuff that we're not going to be able to replicate. Okay, so if I comment this out and see if we can get it to build, I think we're going to have an issue with this. Value of type trending item has no average rating. So what have I got? What have I done? Vote average, that's what's called. Vote average. Oh, it won't show up because we're not using it yet. So we need to replace this with the trending card. Trending card, and the trending item will pass through, and let's see how we look. Okay, cool. So this is the bottom. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on one sec. Here we go. So we've replaced just the title with this now. This is the bottom section that we see here. So we've got, what have we got? It kind of works, sort of. Kind of. What we'll have to do, I think, is set like a max height on it as well. Maybe we'll set like a size that we want these cards to be, or an aspect ratio. But this is pretty cool. So we've got some information coming through. I think we need to trim these values. So the ratings should be maybe trimmed to the first decimal, right? So it matches the designs. And it looks like we also need to change the color. So let's just put the color on the H stack itself for now. I know that this views is grayed out, but deal with that later. So this looks a little bit closer to the design. Yeah, you can kind of see the boundary. So this is the first one, and the second one. Yeah, so we need to set all these up to be a set size, right? And obviously the fonts here are bold. So we'll come back and do that in a second. What I want to do is fix this image first, right? So I think that's important that we get this done. So to do that, we need to work out what it is the API wants us to do for that. So to find the images, well, it might be easier if we have a look here. So we've got our results, we've got the image path. I wonder if we can just reuse this. I have a feeling we probably can't, right? What we got? Let's have a look here. We got account, authentications, certifications, TVs, get trending. Maybe it's written here somewhere. Get the daily or weekly trending items. The daily trending, yeah. The weekly list tracks of a 7-day period. I don't want to. I want definition. Here we go. So what do we do with the image path? Oh, they got a different. They got a fourth. So we're using. It looks like we're using version 3. Okay. Let's go back to 3. We have images. Okay. All right. So you'll notice that movie, TV, and personal objects contain references to different file paths. In order to generate a fully working image URL, you'll need 3 pieces of data. Those pieces are a base URL, a file size, and a file path. Cool. So we've got the file path, the base URL. So the first 2 pieces can be retrieved by calling the configuration API, and the third is the file path you're wishing to grab a particular media. Here's what a full image URL looks like at the poster path of was returned for a movie, and you're looking for the. Okay, so I think let's see. We grab this. I have a feeling this isn't going to change too much, so we might be able to use that directly without looking it up in the configuration API. So if I grab this, let's turn. Do we need an API key? Probably not. Let's try it without. And then in here we have. Where are we? Oh, I did the wrong one. This is the one we're after. And then in here we'll grab a backdrop path. Wonder what that is. Is that the image? No. So we got poster path and we got backdrop path. Let's paste that in there and see what we get back. Cool. Oh, I like the backdrops. What is going on with the lighting? I really like the backdrops rather than the posters. This kind of works for those cards, right? A little bit better. Maybe we do that instead. But yeah, this looks like we can just call it directly, right? So what we need to do is change this. So if we go URL, this will be helpful. This is what I like to do. So if I got something where I need to change the these properties at all, I'll put a function on here. So I might say like backdrop URL. It could be we could do it this way. And then I could do a return. And what have we got in here? Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's grab this. Paste that in there. Remove that. I think we can get rid of the final slash on the end. And then we'll add. So we can create the URL by itself. Like we can say base URL. Let's do it this way. Right? And then we want to return base URL. Appending path component. What do we got? Appending. This is a new API. They've changed it a little bit. Appending. Appending path, I think. And then this can be the. Well, in this case, we got poster path there, but let's change it. Let's grab a different one, and we'll put in the backdrop. Where is it? Backdrop path. All right, and we're going to get an error, so it's going to make us do a default, but let's just force unwrap that. All right, let's bring this back. It's very cramped, especially when I got to zoom in. What have I got going on here? Okay, we got a failure up here now. Yeah, so now that we've got that computed property, we can go backdrop URL, and we should get something, hopefully. Yeah, how cool. So we don't need 500. I don't think we need 500 by 500. We might be able to get away with let's try 300, width of 300. And then what we need to do is resize these images. And I think what we can do with that is we come down here. Where is it? Trending card. Yep, here it is. So what we'll do is change the image size, because I don't think changing the Z stack changes the size of the image. I don't think so. If I say width is like 400, does it? It kind of cuts it off. That's sort of what we want. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sort of works. So with the Z stack, we need to set an alignment. Bottom. So that pushes this content down. I think it's important that we probably have a frame on the image itself. Let's see how that, yeah, see how it kind of works a little bit better. You're not getting this stuff sort of like not getting cut off. I think that makes sense. And then what we can do is add some padding to this V stack here. It's pretty good. And then what we need to do is add a background. So the background in the designs, we have sort of like this sort of purpley color. If I open up my color picker, so I've got an app called Dev Swatch, and we can just, you can't see it, it's in my menu bar, but you can see the little, it's called Dev Swatch, DEVSWATCH. This is the one I use. It's like a menu bar Mac app, and then you can just like, and you can see up here, it's just like copies it directly to the clipboard. And I think what we can do is we can just put in, there you go. So you just copy, copy. when you do the little the little eyedropper thing, and you pick a color, it'll copy this to your clipboard, and then you just paste it straight into your code, which is great. Obviously, I wouldn't put it directly here. I'd probably put it in an extension of color, and then I can reference it from there, from other parts of the app. Otherwise, you don't want to duplicate this code everywhere if you're using this same value. Okay, and then down here, we'll probably set, I don't know. No, we want it on the entire thing, right? And the entire Z stack. Corner radius is like, what, 10? Looks about right to me. What is the color app name? Oh, I'll type it in here. Yeah, Dev Swatch. It's pretty cool. Okay, it looks like we got some weird padding issues here with the scrolling. What we want to do is not have that. I see this in a lot of apps actually, like sort of like cut off on the edges. You kind of want it to you want to have a margin either side, right? So it's not starting like right up against the edge of your screen. So you want to add like a padding buffer, but you don't want to add that buffer to the scroll view, right? Because otherwise you get this sort of thing where it's all cut off, right? So this is what we've done here. There's a padding here, which is causing that problem. But now the downside is I think this will be pushed right up to the edge. So let's just wait and see. We're waiting for it to load. It's taking a long time just deleting that padding. Come on. Yeah, you see how it's right up against the edge now? We haven't got any. So what we need to do is add this padding to the H stack. And we'll just set horizontal in there, and that pushes it across slightly. And now we've got this. Yeah. So now one of the downsides with the current situation we have here with the progress view is that every time this screen loads, it's like, thank you. It's like squashing all our content, and then when the image pops in, it's like making the cards bigger. We want them to always be that size, right? So I think the best case here is probably to set like a rectangle, and then set the fill to Or actually, let's set it to this color. And then we grab this shape, throw this on top. What do we got? Progress view. Yeah, so see how that size doesn't change much? So if I change the code, watch, it updates, no image, and then it pops in. The card remains the same size, which is excellent. Please change the font color of the movie title name. It's bugging me. All right, hang on. We'll do that right now. Foreground color. Let's go with white. And then let's also. We've got iOS 16, so we can just go bold. Oh, I think we might want to go heavier than that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. You know what's bothering me though? These extra numbers. That's what's getting me. So we got. I think we can change the font weight on this entire thing. Yeah, cool. How do we trim that in SwiftUI? Ooh, I think we have to go formatted string, right? Text string, formatted string. I'll just look it up. It'll be faster than me trying to work it out. Trimming decimals SwiftUI. All right, everyone's saying use the round function. I wasn't expecting to do math. I just wanted to. I guess we can round them off. No, that's not what I want. I just want to trim it. I think formatted works. Wait, what have I done wrong? Oh, it's one of those problems. Yeah. So do I do it on there or do I do it on here? What are you saying? String, your string rounded. Yeah, okay, we can do it that way. Let's try this one. Come on. It's not what we wanted. Okay. Ooh, okay, hang on. This? Oh, okay, we trimmed off something there. Okay, formatted. Okay, we're getting closer. Oh, what if we change it to percent? Ooh, okay. It's good enough. Try with string converter, not with string interpolate. Okay, guys. Oh, what do we got here? You've got. All right, so if I was to do. Oh, we need to pass through. Oh, what is it again? Is this what we're talking about? Something like this? This is so wrong, isn't it? You're just watching like this is incorrect. Oh. Okay. Whoa, hang on a second. Oh, I was right. Oh, what what a good guess. Yeah, this works. Text number specifier. I do want to try that actually. The one that you're suggesting. Let's try that as well. Why not? Let's see if that works. So the number is trending item vote average. Which one are you using here? So we got text. Specifier. I don't think is specifier a thing. Doesn't look like. Oh, it might be up here. I think the specifier needs to be inside the number. Oh, okay. So you're thinking, so we'll have like trending item, vote average. Got it. So this is basically what I've done, but just like another way of, kind of like another way of writing it, yeah? Oh, yeah. So that does work, yeah. So if I was to set a 1 there, we get 7.2. Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh, I don't know which one I prefer then. I will go with, I want to go with my version because that's the one I'm kind of more used to. But yeah, it's good to know that there's a different way of doing that. Interesting. Thanks for that. So we got the numbers. We got the rating coming in. We can scroll across. I don't like how wide this is, so let's change that to maybe 340. We got to change these everywhere. Go. It's kind of cool. Sort of works. This one's got a white border on it. That image. That's annoying. Yeah, these are all okay. Let's go back to our scroll view, and then we'll go get rid of those indicators. I want to do the little cutout if I can. I'll try it. It's not going to work if someone changes their font size though. If dynamic type, this section is going to get larger and smaller based on that. Ooh, I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to try and do the cutout if we get to it. Let's keep going. We've got our. I want to do the background and all that first. Yeah, let's make it look a little bit more presentable, right? So up here, and what I'll do is I'll use the color dev swatch thing. We'll grab this background color. Cool. And then what we need to do is, oh, hang on. Okay. Chuck a spacer in there. I think what this should actually be a scroll view, shouldn't it? Yeah, that's better. And then down here we'll have a where is it? We've got this rectangle. I do like the idea of having the progress view. It doesn't seem to be working. It's probably too dark to see. Yeah, I'm not seeing one there. Let's just go without that for now. Let's keep moving along. Okay, so we've got our trending. So what we need is a heading for this, right? So we need like a trending H stack. And then we go foreground color white as well. And then we'll go font weight. Go heavy. Yeah, cool. And then we'll go padding horizontal padding. And that works. I wonder if we should make that a little bit larger. Go font, and we'll set the size to maybe title. Yeah, that's cool. That looks all right. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. So I think to sort of round it off, because we still got a little bit of time, we should add the search. But you can't search the trending. I don't think the API allows that. So what we need to do is search the entire database, right? And we might, what have we got over here? So we've got, I'm just trying to work out what we want the results to look like, right? We probably don't want a list of, do we want cards again? Maybe. Just like a vertical list of cards after you do a search. I don't know. I really want to do that cutout though. Let's do a cleanup. So we'll have our trending card. Let's remove this. Yep, trending card. SwiftUI. Cool. Let's go back. Let's grab this as our MovieDB view model. Do we need to pass through? No, that's fine. Trending results. Trending item. Okay, and then we'll put a group and we'll call this the model, I guess. I'll create a new one for services and I'll throw this the view. Oh, do I want to? Because it's got the API stuff. No, let's just keep it simple. I'll get rid of that and we'll just throw these in there. New group. View. I'll leave these at the top. I know this is a view. That's sort of a view, but we'll leave these at the top of the file, so they're easy to get to. Okay. In here, that should all work fine now. Doing a little bit of a cleanup, so this file is much smaller, easier to manage. I don't know why the frame rate's all weird on that. It's probably just the previews. That's okay. Okay, so let's go back to the. I want to have a little bit of a play around with these values here. So we got height 240. Let's see if we can. By the way, if you want to keep the preview open while you're in another file, you can hit this pin button, and that'll keep it there. And then if you jump to another one, it'll stay there. And you can make changes, and it'll update. Cool. All right. Time to add some search, I think. So we can add search to just about any view. I think we might need a navigation. Let's just try searchable and see what happens, what it gives us. We might need a navigation view. State var search text. What does it give us? Does it give us any search? No. So let's throw this in a navigation view, a navigation stack. There we go. There's our search bar. Our background doesn't work on the navigation, so we need to throw it on the inside here. Yep. And because the background's dark, but we're using a light mode, I'll just switch this over to a dark appearance. And that will brighten this text in here. What we can do is we like if we were to release this app to the store, we can just say, oh, we can hard code it to being in dark mode, and that's fine. Okay. So just move this across a little bit. So what we want to do is that when we start typing, if we have, well, if there's text, if this isn't empty, we want to get rid of all this and then replace it with search results, right? So in this scroll view, we'll have another if. Ideally, all this stuff here would also be moved out to another file. So like this horizontal scroll view, probably move that to another file, just so that portion can be just dropped in. Because you might have trending in different areas of the app as well. Maybe at the bottom of this screen, we'll have like a little trending so that you can navigate to another section of the app, keep people in there for longer, you know. So we've got if search text is empty, we'll show this content. Else, we're not going to show anything. So if we start typing, everything's gone, right? So in here we would need to put another. What do we want to put in? Let's say we put in a VStack, and I'll just put a spacer in there now so that we've got. I was thinking that would actually show a background. Hang on, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my gosh! All right, let's keep going. Yeah, it's interesting how we're not getting any colors there for the background. I wonder if it's because what are we on here? The scroll view. Might need to start putting some content in there. We'll see. Okay, so to do a search, we need to grab the API for that, and then we need to update our. Okay, yeah. So where are we? Go find where we are. Here we go. So we need our API stuff here. So we're looking at images. So now we need to go and take a look at. What are we doing? Search. There we go. So we got our API key, we got a query, and the page. We're not gonna worry about paging. It looks like it's almost the same. Oh, it's almost the same. I'm assuming that it gives you back this very limited amount, so you can show. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to do a different. We're not gonna be able to do the cards this time. So. We've only got 3 values that come back. We got an ID, logo, path, and a name. So what we'll have is we'll have maybe just the title of the movie. I'm assuming. We'll have like maybe an image for the movie. Is that what this is? Well, this is for the company. Okay, search company, search movies. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. All right, here we go. Oh, this is way better. So it looks like it's almost the same. We can reuse the same stuff. Cool. We'll just hit up a different API. So that's good. Let's do that. So we go to the view model here, load trending. We can go function. We can go search term. Now what we could do is we could put the search up here on the view model. Now let's keep it on the view. And then in here, we'll do another task. And then it's basically all this same stuff. But we're just going to change this, and we're going to plug in the search term. Okay, because all the results look like they're the same. We'll find out soon enough whether it's not the same, but to me it looks very similar. Okay, so if I go back to API stuff here, we will go with query string. We can, there's so much more. Region, year, we can search by year as well. That's pretty cool. So I think we can ignore most of this. Type this in. This is the endpoint we get. And we've got, all this is the same, movie. We can get rid of that. API key, yep. And then we've got page equals 1 and include adult. I don't know what the default is, but let's go false just because we're streaming on YouTube. I don't know what will show up if we don't do that. So and I think this is it. Yeah, this looks okay. So if I go back to the content view, searchable. I'm just wondering if there's like a, can we use search complete associates fully formed string with the value of this view? Is this what we want? Oh, no. No, because there's no closure there. I might just have to do on change of yeah, okay. I don't know what that is for. Okay, so let's let's go back. Let's get rid of this. And then so yeah, I'll just say like on change. And we'll do a search. I don't know if the character count is larger than a certain amount. Add some more light. It's gotten darker outside now, so some light does come through my window, even when it's closed. And I think there's some cloud coverage at the moment. I think it's going to rain. Search text. Let's clean this up. And then we'll go view model, search, search text. So what we'll do is if new value dot count is larger than 2, we'll do a search. And then in here, what we'll do is the search results. We need to change this here, the trending, because otherwise we're just going to override what's already there. So we'll go published, and we'll have search results. Another trending item, which isn't. Which we'll have to rename now because the trending item is reused in multiple places. So we can't just call it trending item now. It needs to be called movie. Okay, like movie or something. We can do that. Let's do that. We will refactor and just call it movie. Yeah, that works better. And instead of trending, we call it search results. These can be updated too, but I'm not going to do that. So I think this is okay. And then if I come into here and I say like for each, and then in here we go view model. We go search results, item. I don't know. We have. This will be vertical, right? So let's just put in the item's title for now and see what we get. So let's start typing. What's a movie? Let's go with. Oh, let's go with Deadpool. Let's see what we get. Okay, nothing's happening. What have we done wrong? Oh, okay. Content can be first explicitly fix for each. Why? What have I done? a weird error to get. I'm gonna run this. Just gonna run this in the simulator. See what we get. Make that dark mode and oh, data couldn't be read because it's missing. Okay, so we have something wrong. Okay, so I guess we did find out that our content is different. So the API stuff's different. Okay, so let's open up. Okay, what we got here? We've got, go back to definition. Oh, we got page. Let's have a look over here. We've got page results, total pages, total results, page results, total pages. These are correct. If we go into movie, maybe the movie is incorrect. Adult, ID, vote average, backdrop path. It could be null. It says that there's a possibility for it to be null. So let's just change that to that means we need to go back and fix this as well. I think async image takes an optional URL, so we can probably get away with this. Yep, so that works fine. I wonder if making these optional helps. Nope. So we've still got something broken here. So we've got adult, which we've already checked. ID is fine. Poster path, string or null, made it optional. Title's there. Vote average. Yep. Backdrop path. I don't understand what's going on here. Data couldn't be read because it is missing. I think you didn't pass the term in the URL. Oh, you are absolutely correct. That's it. Okay, excellent. Where do I put that? What do we got? Search. Oh, I even messed this up too. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Thanks for watching out for me. Search, movie, key. The language is there too. And there is no search term. Yeah, so yeah, this is gonna be a request. Oh, okay. The reason for this is because we need to, I think this has to be a post, right? And it doesn't look like we're doing it. Are we doing a get? Yeah, it is still a get. Query. Okay, there we go. There it is. Oh gosh. All right, here we go. Please be it. Oh, okay. There it is. We got some stuff back. Okay. Thank you. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah. You should be able to see that there. Yeah, that works okay. All right. So to round everything off and finish up, let's create some nicer cards for this section. So instead of, I'm just going to ignore this. It appears to be working fine. So we need a V stack. Yeah, we need a VStack here. Hey, I just want to say you're doing great, and this is very helpful as I just started learning Swift. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for saying that. I'm trying to make it entertaining and educational and quick, you know, so we're not getting stuck and people are getting bored. So we've got, I'm going to go with lazy VStack. Let's set this up to just put something in there so we've got. Oh, I would think that this would. Oh no, because it's not doing on change, so that's why it's not showing anything. I kind of wanted to set this up to automatically just do a search every single time the UI updates, but I guess we're not going to get that. But that's okay. Unless I go on appear and then say view model, search. No, that doesn't work either, does it? Oh yeah, it does. Let's do that. Okay, so now I've got the data coming through here, so I can actually do something with it. We'll move this out to another file in a minute, but for now, I think what I want to do is go with like a HStack in here, and then I want to do like a async image. Let's jump back into, just before I get ahead of myself here, I want to go back into movie. I want to create another one of these. And this will be the poster URL. This will be poster thumbnail. Poster path. And we'll make this, I don't know, 100? Ooh, 100? So in here we'll have the item, poster thumbnail, content, image. This is getting a little bit messy now, so we've got all these nested. This is the worst thing about SwiftUI, honestly, all the nested views. Placeholder, we'll just go progress view again. I managed to set a frame on it this time. Let's see if that helps. We'll set it to, I think, 80 by 120 maybe. Yeah, maybe. Image. Resizable. Fill. And we'll keep it the same frame. Haven't got any images coming through yet. I wonder why. What if I've got something wrong here? Poster. Let's change this to backdrop URL. Okay, so these are coming through. Posters are not coming through. Let's go with backdrop for now so we've got something to work with at least. And we need to clip these. Yep. Looks like one of them's just not loading. That's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm creating like an image on the left, and then like the title and other information on the right. And so we have a VStack here, and we'll have the title, the text, sorry, which will be item.title. The foreground color will be white, and then we'll set the font to headline. Gotta go. School run in the morning. Enjoy the stream. I'll catch up. Oh yeah. Excellent. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, we'll keep it centered. That'd be okay. Let's round this off as well. Where we go, corner radius. We'll set this to, yeah, that looks okay. And then underneath this, I do want to put the rating, right? So we can borrow a lot of this stuff from this card. Yeah, this is the one I want. Down here, back down here. Messy. Okay, what have I done? Leading. Yeah, so if you do a search, you'll get these out. So I think the last thing is probably, what we got? We got jump back into the trending card, and I want to grab this background color because I want to set that on each of these rows. So we got this H stack. If we follow this down, I really like how Xcode's got these new headers at the top of the view, but it would be great if it kind of like kept doing it for all the nested stuff in here too. So like if I come down here, I want this H stack to show up just so I can see where these things line up. Yeah, you see that lines up with that there, you know, that's the one. Yeah. So where am I putting this? Yeah. Nope. Look, that's good enough for me. We don't have designs for this, and it's about the best I could do with such a short amount of time. Those little spinners are kind of annoying, aren't they? But I think that's the best we're gonna get. I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna set everything back to how it was before. Let's get rid of our search text, and let's have a play around with the app now. Let's do a run. So here it is. This is what we've built. Let's move this out of the way so we can compare it. So the first, I think this is like one of the first streams we've done where we've actually gone through and used endpoint, right? So generally the SwiftUI recreations are supposed to be just like, just grab that design and reproduce it in SwiftUI and then have it running in a simulator, right? This time we've gone through and backed it up with some data as well, which I think is kind of cool. We're at that point now where we kind of have to do that because we've pretty much built everything you can in SwiftUI. I think in future streams we might try and do some more crazy stuff, like maybe we try and make a game using SwiftUI, like real-time animations and perhaps even physics calculations. I've done that before, not on stream, but that might be something fun. Completely useless. From an educational standpoint, it's probably not great, but for an entertainment one, it'd be pretty cool to do. So like you could do like bouncing balls or something like that on the screen using calculating your own physics using SwiftUI and stuff. So it's not meant for that, but we can probably make that happen. Let me know if in a future stream you want me to like keep working on this app so that maybe when we tap on one of these cards, it opens up the details. Maybe that could be for the next one, just so we can, you know, round it out a little bit more. But anyway, so let's type in free guy. Oh no, we've got a crash. What have we got here? It's a broken Oh, okay. So what I need to do is percent removing percent, adding percent encoding, URL path allowed. Let's try that again. Because I put this, as soon as I typed a space, it crashed. So I think we need to fix. Still doing it. Unsupported URL. URL query allowed? I don't know. Okay, now it's working. Cool. Yeah, so I had to add some percent encoding. So that will convert the spaces and stuff into something that can be passed through as URL. Because you can't have spaces in URLs, right? So here we go. So this is our search results. So if I type free guy, yeah, so that's the first result. Untitled free guy sequel. Guilt free, judgment day. Cool. Oh, judgment day. So let's go Terminator. Yeah, this is pretty cool, right? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Um, I would love to do this screen because then we can put like cast and crew stuff in there. And I think we get those images back. I think. From this API. Yeah, anyway, so that's it for today. I have to get to work. I've got like another 15 minutes or so, but I do have breakfast sitting over there that my wife brought in for me and I haven't even touched yet, so it's probably cold. Thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, usually I try and do this multiple times a week, but at the moment I'm super busy. We might get another one out of me Thursday. Mondays and Thursdays are the days I try and aim for. So it'll be the same. Can we hide progress view when movie don't have image? Yes. Yes, let's fix that next time. Let's say, okay, next stream, Thursday, if I can, on Thursday, same time, we will. Today's Monday for me, by the way. So whatever, if this is like Sunday or something for you, Sunday night or something, then it'll be Wednesday night, right? Um, we'll continue with this project. How about that? And then yeah, we'll get rid of those spinners if nothing comes through. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thanks everyone. I will see you all later.